Good evening. Thank you for joining me on Three of Cups Divine Arts. This is Liz Whitaker of Divination Station Tarot. And I will wait for a few people to jump in. And I'm going to share the video out. So again, just bear with me for one moment here as soon as the live kind of jumps in here. So today we are going to start the Minor Arcana. Welcome to the Minors. Minors are no less important than the majors. Don't let that fool ya. Krista, hi. I'm gonna go ahead and share this a few different places, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. Caitlin, perfect. What we're going to be doing today. So we did finish up the Major Arcana last week. So what that means is we have a whole bunch of other cards to go over. So we do have the minors to go over, and those are the kind of everyday cards. So whereas the majors were the kind of big archetypes, the big guys, this is all about, let me just share this a couple places. Perfect. And I think that's it. Okay. So the minors are and I don't have all the cards out, but we're just going to kind of go over what they are today. Monica, hello. Thank you. So minors are the everyday activities. They're what we go through on a daily basis. We have wands. So we have the 4 suits that represent the 4 elements. And I'm just kind of making notes here because my phone's going to die here soon. So I'll wait for a couple other people to jump on, and then I'll continue. Monica. So whereas the majors were the big archetypes, the minors are the everyday activities. So when I do readings and you watch, the readings at the end of the broadcast, Britt, hi. You will see the minor cards pop up. So like that's a minor arcana. So that's the cups. So I'm just going to pull a couple out here just to kind of show you some of the different suits. And next week we're going to tackle, we're going to figure out how we're going to tackle them. Okay. So whereas the major arcana goes in numerical order, and they all have the big archetype names, the Empress, the Magician, like that. The minors are going to kind of look like playing cards, right? So that was actually the basis. The pip cards were the basis of playing cards. And I'm going to show you some of those from the Tarot de Marseille deck. And this is where, hi, hello, Alex. So this is kind of where the playing cards came from and where the Rider-Waite differs from what is known as a pip deck. So after today, you're going to know what a tarot reader means when they say pip cards. A playing card deck, those are pips. I mean, it's kind of one of those fun facts that I know. Those are pip cards. So the Tarot de Marseille has those. They don't really look like much, right? So this is 8 of Swords. This is Queen of Cups. So there we have the Court card. And then we have the Pentacles. Hi, Mick. So with these, you don't have the guidance of the pictures of the Rider-Waite, but that doesn't make it any better or worse. It just makes it a little bit different when you're tuning into your intuition to read the cards. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining. Again, this is Liz Whitaker of Divination Station Tarot, live on 3 of Cups Divine Arts. If you want to take a moment, go ahead and like both of those pages. That would be awesome. I'll post mine. I'll post the link to mine down here in a bit. Share the broadcast out, and I'll get you a card at the end of the broadcast. We're going to be doing our lesson here to start. What else? Yep, just when you'd pop on. I know most of the people that have popped on, but if it's your first time, go ahead and say hi, say where you are watching from, say any pronouns, intuition, like that. And if you want to, just drop where you are in your tarot journey. I don't think we've touched base on that in a bit. If you're kind of starting, if you like to have your cards read, if you like to read, if you're just kind of learning, all of that's important. So, okay, so what are the minors? Everyday activities, okay? Kind of shows us how we go along through the day. They are made of 4 suits. So just like the playing cards, that's actually where they came from. So we have wands. Wands are fire. Wands represent the element of fire. Their action, their drive. And if you hear that running, I do not have horses in my house. That is, that's just my cat. Oh my gosh. And I have a glass of water up here, and he bounded up here. Wands are vital essence. They represent the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So when you see a lot of wands, there's a lot of action. There's a lot of activity going on. Swords. So this is King of Swords. So that's what those are going to look like. Swords represent air. They're our communication, our intellect, our ideas. They represent the air signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Cups can also be known as chalices. Sometimes you're going to see the suits called different things. Wands can be staves. Yes. And reading for yourself can be tough. I like to just, at this point, I like to do kind of like quick draws for like the week. And honestly, I don't really deep dive them. I kind of take them, I take the energies and apply them. I have actually started going to other people for like the deeper readings, because I get their interpretation instead of, well, it could be this, or it could be this, or maybe it's that. So I definitely get that, Bridget. But cups represent the suit of water, or represent the element of water. It's how we love. It's our emotions. It's how we give love. It's how we receive love. They represent Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So if you get a lot of cups in a reading, a lot of emotions going on. Pentacles, sometimes known as discs or coins, represent the earth element. It's grounding. It's material, up to and including money. It's material resources too. So it's not just money, it's resources. It represents Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you are doing a reading and you get a majority of one element, one suit, there's a lot of that going on for the person. If there's a total absence of one, they may have some issues being in touch with that element and what that element represents. And just like the major arcana, each suit has a journey as well. From the ace, and we'll just say through the 10. The court cards are kind of a creature unto themselves. So they have their own little, like, very short story. Very short but intense story. The minors go from the start of that suit's journey. So the aces. So the aces are going to be new beginnings. So anytime you see an ace pop up, it's a new journey in that element. So Ace of Cups. Opportunity for a new relationship, anything like that. And again, it depends on what's around it. So this is where kind of like numerology comes in. So you need if you have a little bit of knowledge of numerology, that's where that comes in. So aces are ones. It's our self, it's our ego, it stands alone. Once we get into the twos are binary. Twos are balance and partnership and duality. So any of the twos are going to have that energy. So Two of Cups. And I think what I'm going to do, I think that I'm going to tackle the minors based on these numbers. So I think that next week we're going to start with the aces and we're going to look at all 4 aces. I think that makes a little bit more sense to do than to do each card and focus on each card. But if we focus on all of the aces, we can compare and contrast. And then the next one will be the twos. So you can see how that numeric energy kind of goes through that number. And of course, if anybody wants anything in particular, again, let me know. But I think I'm going to tackle them that way. So we'll look at the aces, we'll look at the twos, etc. And then court cards, like I said, are kind of, I kind of want to do that because I want to look at the court cards together, like the pages and the kings and all of that. So that's kind of why I want to do it this way. Erica, sure. Just please, again, share the broadcast out, comment with hashtag shared. And that way I know that you shared the broadcast out. 3 of Cups is always looking to expand its, reach. And we can do that organically by sharing. Thank you, Erica. Yes, Bridget, exactly. Because otherwise it just feels like you're looking at over 50 cards that don't make sense. And if you can kind of break it down, you kind of see the patterns and you see how everything makes sense. So that's kind of why I'm going to do it that way. But I'm kind of, like I said, this is an overview and we're going to pull it apart over the next few months. 3s are all about creativity and groups and growth and cooperation. So you're going to see that theme in all of the 3s. 4s are all about structure, stability, manifestation. So, and I know this one's here. So this is 4 of Pentacles. So just looking at this card, he's kind of sitting there. He's very stable. You can't tip him over. And I'm not going to go into the meaning of this card too much right now, but it does have to do with stability and foundation. 5s. So all of those 5s that I pull. So 5 of Pentacles. 5s are instability. Something has come along and disrupted this journey of the suit. Something has come along, everything's been going smooth, everything's been going well, and the 5s come in and table flip that. And they're like, no. You got to deal with some struggle. You got to deal with some strife, loss, conflict. So that's what the fives are all about. And then sixes, we kind of come back, and sixes are harmony, success, overcoming that obstacle. Sevens are all about reflection. And like Bridget said, this is how I really started to learn, how to interpret the sevens. Sevens are all about looking inward and reflection. And when you kind of look at the cards with that in mind, it all starts to make sense. Eights are all about mastery and action and accomplishment. So this also goes along with angel numbers. So if you are familiar with the concept of angel numbers, bring that knowledge in. If the rhymes for Bridget, I know you know this one, for the crows, like one crow for this, two crows for sorrow. Any of those rhymes that have those numbers, bring that knowledge. Everybody comes to tarot with their own knowledge bank, right? We all have our own like Wikipedia in our brains, and how we learn things can come out and use it with the tarot. If someone is really like math minded, they might look at it and say a spread and say, okay, there's all of these even numbers and whatever that means to them. There's prime numbers. So it's all your experience and what you bring to the table. Nines are all about fruition, things coming to fruition, attainment, fulfillment. So a lot of the nines, hi Sarah, have that idea of, again, of that fulfillment. And even the Nine of Wands, you're like, how is that fulfilled? You fulfilled your obligation to the battle. So removing the negative, positive and negative constructs. No card is good. No card is bad. Yes, that's it. One for sorrow, two for mirth. Yes. So any of those rhymes, that's all numerology. Bring that. I encourage that. So no card is all positive or negative. It's interpretation and how that resonates. Tens. Tens are completion, the end of a cycle. So if everybody loves to see the 10 of Cups show up in a reading, right? 10 of Cups is that happy family card. It shows the rainbow and it shows the kids and the dog, and I'm trying to find it. Of course, it's going to be like the last card. Close. So everybody, hi Jackie, thank you. So everybody loves to see the 10 of Cups come up, right? So it's that completion. It's that end of a cycle. We're renewing. So that kind of concludes the journey of the minor suit. And again, the court cards are kind of a totally different animal. Court cards show, very specifically one person, one individual, one representation. And those really deserve their own attention. So I'm going to give it to them. Okay, so that is kind of a really quick and dirty view of what the minors are. So in a reading, if you get a lot of minor cards, it doesn't mean there isn't anything important going on in your life. It just means that right now, my hair is driving me nuts here, and I can't, okay, there we go. Okay, sorry. So it doesn't mean there aren't important things. Oh my gosh, court cards, love them. Ethany has a really good book on court cards that I am dying to unpack. I still have most of my books upstairs in my attic, so I got to unpack them because I definitely want to get that down and get that read. I like to look at how those cards are facing. Like, where is the queen facing? Where is the page facing? Are they looking at each other? Are they facing off? Are they ignoring each other? That's the kind of thing I like to look at with the court cards. So again, in the minors, and we're going to look at the minors in the Tarot de Marseille deck as well. Is anybody watching here? Does anybody use any Tarot de Marseille based deck? If you do, I would just love to hear from you and kind of add, what you think of them. So again, they're going to look like that. So these are the swords, right? This is the Three of Swords. Looks totally different than the Three of Swords, or does it? When you look at them kind of side by side, you feel the energy. Like, you still get the energy of the card. It's just encapsulated a little bit differently. Like the Three of Cups here, it's, it still has a different feel. It still has a different feel than the other card that I just put back in the deck. There we go. You look at the harshness of the swords here, and the flowers look a little bit different here. Like, this is a little bit more flowy, showy, reminds me of like a chocolate fountain, because I'm ridiculous, but that's what it makes me think of. So again, I would really love to, there's another one of the cups. So again, really full feeling. I use these occasionally. I do have some spreads that are really thorough with the Tarot de Marseille, and I have done some ridiculously spot on readings with this deck. And we are also, of course, going to be using the Thoth deck, which is it is pip based, but it's a little more to it than the Marseille deck. And I do have a list going for readings at the end of the broadcast, so if you are sharing, make sure you are, getting that out, and I will get you your readings. So these are the Thoth minors. So this is Four of Swords. So it's still technically a pip card because it's not fully illustrated. So Rider-Waite is fully illustrated. Marseille is pip. These are kind of in between. They're still technically pip decks, but there's a lot more to it. Right? So this is the Ace of Cups. So it's a little bit more fully illustrated. Like this one is and the cool thing about the Thoth deck, so this is the Five of Wands. So you have that pip idea, but you have so much out in the background. Then you have strife. So they actually added some of those keywords, and some of them are kind of along the lines of Rider-Waite meanings, and some are a little bit, it's like the other side of that coin. Like Two of Wands is called Dominion. And while I don't necessarily, that's not the first word that comes to mind when I read, when I do the Rider-Waite and I see the Two of Wands, but I can see that as a meaning. So we're going to look at the same three decks, that we've been using, just to kind of, again, compare, contrast the fully illustrated minors, the pip deck, and Thoth, which is kind of like, it's kind of in that middle realm. And hi, Dom. Thank you. And I actually pulled the Eight of Wands twice today, so that was fun. So I can't wait to see what's happening. And I'll probably pull out some of the other decks as well, just to show you different examples of the minors. But I don't think I'm going to do quite as many because, again, we're going to be looking at four, different cards. Jenna, hi. Yes, I love that question. Okay, so mix major cards if they don't come with minor. Yes. So I actually have a few decks like that. I have a Bailey illustration, majors only. I have a daily goddess affirmations that is majors only. And then I got one from Ghoulish Garb that's Tarot of Terror that's majors only. So Jenna, what I would do with that and how I do it, and again, this is just how I do it, I will use those as like the heading. So if you're doing an outline, I would use the majors as a heading. And then from the other deck, I would leave the majors in as well. Like you could pull the majors out of a different deck or use playing cards, something like that. I mean, let's be honest, you can do whatever you want. That's the beautiful thing about tarot is you can just do it and make it work. It's gonna make sense. It's gonna work. So Jenna, like I said, what I do is I will take the majors and say, okay, so if I'm doing, we're just gonna keep it easy, past, present, future. Okay, so I would pull majors for, past, present, future, and then I would kind of probably pull two minors for each, because I'm kind of a sucker for symmetry, and I just think that it's aesthetically pleasing for me. So I would do that. So you can do whatever you want. And like I said, I've left the majors in because if you get like double Empress in something, that's really powerful energy. So yeah. And like I said, you can mix decks. I've seen readings kind of spread out with the main reading in one deck and the clarifiers from another. You can use oracle cards for clarifiers. It's all your intuition, and it's really driven by what you feel is best. I know some people that won't use, majors only deck. They're like, I don't like them. Sometimes I don't like the minors in a deck, and I'll pull the majors out and I'll use them that way. Yeah, of course. Train of thought. Yes. So starting next week, I'm going to be doing the aces. So just, I'll update the events as they pop up, and then court cards will really look at those. So that's kind of what I got for the minors. Any other questions about the minors? And again, I kind of hate calling them major and minor. Like, I get it, but minors aren't any less important. It's what we live like day to day. When you're doing a reading, what I do is kind of, and if there's any musicians in here, you'll understand this, kind of like sight reading. So I will kind of take a quick like snapshot overview of the reading. I'll make note. There's a lot of wands. There's no cups. If you see repeating numbers, like I've had readings where it's like, 222, and then the High Priestess will come up. All of those numbers count. You're welcome. You want to look at those repeating numbers. Again, the idea of angel numbers. And I'll kind of like take that overview, and it's all pertinent. Whatever sticks out to me, I will bring up in the reading. Again, sometimes I'm very punny. I am very punny. See, you come for the tarot, you stay for the puns. But yeah, so I'm excited to keep going, and I just want to thank everybody for kind of going with me through the Fool's Journey. I am going to be spending some time uploading all of the videos I have done so far to my YouTube channel. I'm not going to edit them or anything like that because I don't know how, so I'm not going to. So I'm just going to kind of fill out the content there, and eventually at some point I will probably re-record each card specifically for that, but I kind of want to fill out my page for a bit to start. If you do want to follow it, is guess what? Divination Station on YouTube, because I'm clever. So I did upload, I think up through the Hermit are going to be up there. So if you miss them, and you can always go back and watch them on Three of Cups. They're all there, but I kind of want to pull all mine out and have them in a spot. They're all still going to be on Three of Cups, of course, but I did not feed them before I got on, so they're getting a little rambunctious. He's just staring at me. I think that's all I have for kind of the intro to the minors. Just the four. Video editing is so much work. I'm not ready to go down that hole yet, but I'm going to put them on YouTube, and if people have anything to say about it, that's okay. I just want to get them up there. So that's kind of the overview of the minors. We'll get into more detail going forward. I didn't really write down a tarot tip of the day, but I would say, just based on Jenna's question, you're never wrong with tarot. I'll bring that up again. Whatever you really feel. Like Bridget just said, she likes the idea of mixing decks. Have fun with it, especially if you have more than one deck, or you're really drawn to one, but you don't really know if you want to, or if you get a new deck, kind of work with it alongside of another one. I know I've gotten so many decks in the mail because I am a ridiculous human. I kickstarted like 5 or 6 decks, so I have some really great intersectional decks coming, with really amazing like queer representation and racial representation. So I'm excited to get those. I got a rune oracle deck that kind of follows rune meetings with imagery of tarot, and keep mine under my perfect. Yeah. I keep all of mine in this back there. Oh, and I know Alex had wanted let's explore Liz's tarot collection. Maybe I'll do that. Instead of the tarot tip for the minors, I'll feature a deck. I like that. We'll do a featured deck. Oh no. Sarah, it's totally okay. And I was just at Rising Goddess chatting with Tina for a little bit, and I really feel it's like everybody's on their last nerve with this quarantine and isolation thing. Everybody's like on their last nerve. I think as, humanity, we're about at our wits' end. Does not mean that we have to, stop taking precautions, but it's how to kind of work back a little bit into kind of normalness. So yeah, and that's why the lives are great, because you can always just go and replay what you missed. But I will go ahead and start the readings now. Like I said, I do have the list. And I am going to be using the Light Seers Tarot because it is one of the newer ones that I've gotten that I do really resonate with and I enjoy using. All right, Caitlin, you are first. And yeah, how is everybody doing? Yeah, I was chatting with Tina and she was just like, I'm done. I'm so done. Yes, Alex. Yes. All of the things that she's shown me when I popped in and dropped a few things off for her, she's putting such amazing things in that box, in those boxes. Like, I can't even with them. So yeah, if you are in Buffalo, or even she's shipping them all over the world. The Rising Goddess page. Yeah, she is such amazing things. And I can't wait to get back in the shop and do classes there. And yeah, Erica, it's been drizzly, raining, windy here. We have a curious party. Oh my gosh. I know. I love you. I love you. Oh my God. Stop flailing. There we go. He's a flailer. That was Doodles. Okay. Caitlin, your card. So 10 of Pentacles. So as I'm going through these with the minors, I'm going to kind of point out and bring in some of the things that we talked about here. Okay, so 10 of Pentacles. Yes. He's very interested in dinner right now, so he knows if he gets up in mom's face enough, it'll work. So 10 of Pentacles. So we know just from the information that, I went through here, we know that 10s are culmination, fulfillment, and Pentacles are grounding. So looking at this card, we can intuitively see this is a very full card. So Caitlin, right now, your home space is full. So what I'm kind of seeing now, it's like when you just like come back from like a big grocery shop, and you have everything that you need right there. All of, your kids or your roommates or your, partner, they're all helping you put away the groceries, maybe, meal planning at the same time. And it's that cooperation, but more in the, like I said, I'm just seeing like putting away like full groceries and how good that feeling is when you know that you have everything that you need to not only survive, but thrive. So that's kind of what I'm getting, the message that I'm getting here for you, Caitlin, is not only surviving, but thriving. All right, and Krista, you are next. Knight of Cups. So this is one of the court cards. Okay, so cups, we know, we talked about, our water, their emotions, our feelings. So this Knight of Cups is kind of like, the guy that's going to show up for a date with flowers. He's got that white steed in the back, so kind of, knight in shining armor. So it is that, kind of good indication of someone that has your best interest at heart. So that's kind of what came through for you, Krista. Trust that they do. It's real easy to look at this dude and be like, what a douchebag. No. But I really do think that there's sincerity behind this. So Krista, If someone's showing up, with flowers and with love in their heart, trust them. I don't always say that. And knights are messengers. Good night, Bridget. Thank you for joining. Okay. Monica, you are next. So knights are messengers. So when we get to the court cards, we're going to, kind of look at those court card archetypes a little bit. The student, the messenger, things like that. All right, Monica. 6 of Swords. Okay, so 6s, we talked about being a card of victory, okay? But when you look at the card, especially in this rendition, it's hard to see. Swords are our thoughts, ideas, communication. 6 of Swords traditionally has a meaning of leaving something that has been difficult. So you've made the decision to leave something. So kind of what's coming, if you leave a job that has actually been feeling kind of toxic, or you've been let go from a job that you really didn't like, that's a victory, right? It might not feel like it in the moment, but that's a victory. So that's what the 6 of Swords is all about. It is on your way to a better place. It doesn't mean that it's an easy journey. It doesn't mean that it was an easy decision or that you even made the decision to leave. But ultimately, you're sailing to smoother seas. So again, victory doesn't necessarily always mean like, yay. Victory, especially in a card like that, is taking that step towards something that is better for you overall. All right, Sunshine, you are next. Oh, I went back to work today, so I've been a little bit out of sorts all day, and I'm tired. I had to wake up and stay up this morning, and I haven't done that in a month and a half. I like my morning naps. I get up around 9 or 10, and I'm ready to face the day. But I had to actually log in and work today. Monica, you're welcome. Sunshine. 10 of Pentacles for you as well, my dear. So what I'm getting for you with this is so what I'm getting for you, Sunshine, with the 10 of Pentacles is it's like for you, it's that moment after spring cleaning when everything is, moved out of the way, scrubbed down, put back, things are kind of rearranged. It has a new life. Your space has a new life. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting right now. And everybody's energy is energy is energized. I told you I was tired. Everyone's energy is uplifted. It's that lightness. And that's another way that the same card can mean something different with another person. The energy that I get and the message that I get from Spirit is different. Okay, so that was 10 of Pentacles for Sunshine. Erica, you are next. Ooh, 7 of Cups. So Erica, 7 of Cups. And I think you got 5 of Cups. So I thought maybe you got this recently, but it wasn't from this stack. 7 of Cups. So cups, emotions, feelings. So we're in that realm. We're in that watery realm again. 7s are asking us to look inside. So we're looking inside of our emotions. So there are 7 vessels. They're actually upside down singing bowls. And he's thinking about them. So he's got this really thoughtful, kind of like pensive look on his face, like he's trying to decide which one to pick. Each one, has, one has a ladder, one has, this like snake coming out of it. One has water coming out of it. And then we have wings. So he's kind of trying to decide which way to go, and does he go with what he knows, or does he go a new route? And I'll show you so it's indecision. It is not knowing, what choice to make. Head in the clouds, overwhelmed. So those are some of the keywords for 7 of Cups. And I just want to show you the 7 of Cups in the Rider-Waite, just so you have that, the visual of the different, what the cups contain. So here, it's a very clear, indication that each cup has something different inside. And which do we choose? Yes, taking time to understand, Erica, exactly. So taking time to make that decision, because it can feel overwhelming. Yep. Christina, hi. Okay, my phone is blowing up here. Bear with me for just 1 second. All right, Sarah, you are next. Cooking and baking, hey, sounds good to me. So I am wrapping up the live. Still got some time for cards, though, if you want to share it out. If you do want to watch the replay, I kind of did an intro to the Minor Arcana and what 3 of Cups, Divine Arts, what Divination Station is going to look like as far as the broadcast for the next little bit. But okay, Sarah, your card is next, and it wants to be this one. 5 of Cups, Sarah. So 5 of Cups it's a card of loss and grief, but it's also a card of gratitude. So remember, 5s, we talked about being an upset, as in a disruption. So grief disrupts happiness. So 5 of Cups, we have these cups kind of to the side that are cracked, that are spilled, that are currently spilling into this, kind of hole in the beach. And the water just kind of goes down and gets absorbed. And cups, again, are emotion. So with that, looking at, you have to acknowledge what's been lost. Acknowledge the loss, mourn the loss, grieve the loss. But don't forget to turn around and see this lovely full bowl of spirit behind you. It's like shimmery, rainbow. Brianna, hi. So don't forget to turn around and, recognize that cup and, have that gratitude that you have that left. Okay, and that was for Alex. I'm sorry, that was for Sarah. Alex is next. Page of Swords. So pages are students. They're learning. So learning a new way to communicate. It's ideas. It's getting ideas and getting ideas out there. You are so welcome, Sarah. So Alex, again, Page of Swords. Getting that new information, getting it out there. It's kind of smarty pants. I like that card. Kind of reminds me of Hermione Granger. All right, Jackie, my dear, you are next. Eight of Cups. So, Eight of Cups, and this is actually the first time that I've pulled this card from this deck. And it just give me, okay. Release is what's coming through with this. Release. Sunset. She has, it looks like she's kind of like sunk some of the cups. So 7 of them are sort of submerged. You can kind of see them in there. And then the one is full of fire. So what I'm picturing, when I burn things to release, I burn wishes and manifestations. I don't burn things that I'm going to banish. It's just not how I magic. When I burn things, it's to set it to the universe and tell it what I want. So here, releasing what isn't serving you anymore, releasing what's caused pain, and really telling the universe what you want to feel, how you want to feel, and then kind of walking away and letting the universe take care of it. So it kind of has that Orpheus and Eurydice feel, where Orpheus was leading Eurydice out of Hades, leading her by the hand. And he was told, don't look back. So don't look back until she is on above land. And of course he does, because what would a myth be if it wasn't, tragic at the end? So what I'm getting here is she is walking away and not looking back. So Jackie, that's for you. And that's release. Nope, I wrote release. I meant. So when I do readings for everyone, I write your name down and I write what card you get. And I keep track. Because that's the kind of person I am. Awesome, Brianna. Oh, that's so wonderful. Please, please, please reach out and let me know if you have any questions about how to use them or any feedback. I would love that so much. Oh, I'm so happy. Yay. So Tina has been putting some of my candles and some of my spell bags in her mystery boxes. And what I mean by candles is Jillian of Smell of Fear actually made them. We collaborated and I picked the scents. I didn't make these candles, but I did collaborate with her for the scent profiles, and she made them. And I have them at Rising Goddess. And she's been popping them in some of the mystery bags. So getting out there. And my spell bags as well. So I'm so glad, Brianna. Again, please let me know any feedback that you got, okay? All right, Dom, you are next. Ace of Pentacles. Nurturing. So Dom, for you, what I'm getting for nurturing for Ace of Pentacles is, you know, you've kind of planted that seed. It's kind of started to grow. And okay, so what this is telling me is transplant. So moving something from one place to another so it can thrive. Not just survive, but thrive. So making that move, kind of uprooting and placing in a larger vessel. That's what came down. So again, that new opportunity in that kind of material, earthy realm, and really nurturing it and letting it bloom. I actually have one of Jillian's candles burning over there. All right, and Brianna, you are next. And I believe Jenna in there shared as well. Okay, Brianna. Ooh, the wheel. So the wheel keeps turning. It's good fortune and fate. So awesome. So especially if you got the money manifestation spell bag, it would be a really good time to do it because you have this idea of, Dom, you're welcome, of good things coming, fortune turning. She has on her necklace dice. So it really gives that idea of like chance, taking a chance and trusting that the world has your best interest in mind. All right, and Jenna, I will get one for you, and then we're going to wrap up for the day. Perfect timing. So again, join me next week. I will be starting with the aces. So we're going to be looking at that. We're going to be talking about what the energy and message and lesson of the aces are. We're going to look at the aces in the Rider-Waite-Smith, in the Tarot de Marseille, and the Thoth. And I'll probably pick one or two other ones because, again, I don't want to take up too much time, but I want everybody to see how different decks speak the language. And again, I think instead of a tarot tip, I'm going to do a featured deck, so that'll be fun. All right, Jenna, your card is coming up. So again, if you have not yet followed Three of Cups Divine Arts, please do. Also Rising Goddess and Divination Station Tarot. I did not get a chance to put them in the notes before the broadcast, but I will. So if you haven't followed me, that'd be awesome. Jenna, Knight of Wands, or King of Wands. So King of Wands, oh, he just looks so capable. Awesome. Yeah, try and like catch it when you can, and then you can always pop in the replay and catch up the rest. You can always message me if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. Feel free to, again, anybody feel free to private message me. I am doing distance readings still for 25% off. That's going to be going on for quite some time. So that's a really great deal. And I have tomorrow and Wednesday, I'm pretty packed, but I have some availability Friday or Thursday afternoon, and then Friday. Okay, so Jenna, yes, capable, right? He looks capable. He looks ready to handle like anything and do it well. Which just reminds me of an LL Cool J song. I am not going to try to sing it because I don't have that kind of skill. But yeah, he looks like he's doing it and doing it and doing it well. So again, wands are fire and kings are kind of the master of that suit. So he's the master of fire. And you can kind of see that, right? He's got the lion in the back, kind of got his back, and he's just ready to take it on. All right, so I am going to sign off. Thank you so much for joining me with Divination Station, and thank you for supporting Three of Cups Divine Arts. And everybody still be safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next week. Bye.